The first week moves with an eerie stillness. On Tuesday evening, you write a single sentence, a thought so sharp it wakes you up the next morning with a knot in your stomach. You didn't plan for this realization, and you didn't even notice it arriving. But that one sentence starts to shift you from the inside out. It is a change that happens slowly, without an audience. By the second, a project or a study you began 6 months ago finally stands in the light. You realize a conviction you've carried all this time no longer fits the door to your life. The lock has been changed, and you know it. Most shifts happen this way, not through a sudden external crash, but through the quiet admission that a part of your old world has become inaccessible. On the third, this internal change meets its first test in the real world. A good conversation about money opens a door to a better routine, but by evening, the tone shifts. A closeness you once relied on feels suddenly heavy. When a relationship feels this tight, the instinct is to grab hold, to use guilt as a way to maintain control. You feel a sudden pinballic charge, a need to keep the other person exactly where they used to be. This reaction creates a room where neither of you can breathe. Guilt is not a tool for preservation. It does not save the relationship, it only poisons it. This friction is the natural byproduct of your internal evolution, scraping against a social circle that hasn't moved yet. Communication sharpens by the ninth. You speak what you believe are simple facts, but they land like attacks. A stubbornness takes hold that, while productive for your work, risks alienating the people around you. That sharp edge dissolves into a strange fog by the 13th. You open the fridge, stare at the shelves, and close it again, unable to name a single desire. It's a day of low resistance and high vulnerability, where other people's illusions can easily become your own. But there is a warmth to this confusion. It's a day for long lunches that stretch until dark, not because the food is exceptional, but because no one wants to be the first to break the presence of the group. By the 14th, you slice into a problem you've known for years and find it is yellow inside instead of red. It isn't spoiled, it's just radically different than your memory of it. This discovery forces you to abandon your rigid expectations of how familiar people are supposed to behave. You are learning that your old perceptions of this person are simply no longer reliable. Tension peaks on the 19th. You know exactly what you want to say, but the words refuse to cooperate. You write and delete this same message 4 times, finding that each version is further from the truth than the last. You go to bed with the words still trapped inside. The mental energy has nowhere to go, so it settles into your body. You wake up on the 20th with a sore neck and a tight jaw from grinding your teeth. This is the physical price of unexpressed mental force. The only way out is through the body. Find something heavy to move. Spend an hour scrubbing a floor or working with wood. You won't feel happy afterward, but the physical exertion will finally quiet the mental storm. When the mind reaches its processing limit, the hands must take over to absorb the shock of your growth. In the final week, the home environment begins to react to your new state. An unexpected guest or a sudden romantic spark shifts the atmosphere of your living space. It feels like someone moved the furniture while you were out. The rooms are the same, but you have to walk through them differently. These new connections are exciting but unstable. To navigate them, you have to let go of the need to know what happens tomorrow. On the 25th, a system you've relied on finally reaches its breaking point. A machine that ran on momentum for years stops turning. You are forced to decide, either fix it completely or throw it away. This is where you find your true support. The habits and routines that remain standing under this pressure are the only ones worth carrying forward. A surge of creative interest takes hold on the 26th. You feel a desire to expand through what you create or who you love. These projects won't look like what you imagined, but they carry a more honest reflection of who you are now. Test these new ideas against time. If a romantic or artistic spark survives the week, it has structural value. If it doesn't, it was simply a dream that served its purpose. By the final day of April, something has moved. If you look at your life from the outside, everything appears to be exactly where you left it. Your home is the same, your friends are the same. On the surface, the illusion of normalcy is complete, but the foundations have changed. The quiet sentence you wrote at the start of the month acted like an invisible earthquake, rewriting the internal architecture of your reality without moving a single brick.